What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and we got something a little bit different. We got an Ec4p Lite, brand new, and we have a RSF. Now this RSF belongs to one of my buddies and he wants a little bit more power out of his setup. He's currently running a Ec4p with a Yalu 2000 watt motor and a 48 volt Amorg battery that is 20 amp hours and puts out actually 150 amps, so it's a pretty potent battery. But yeah, this motor, it has some good torque, but it falls very flat on its face. And so what we're going to do is take that bad boy out, slap the Ec4p in, and reprogram his Kelly controller. This should give him a little bit higher top speed, probably not too much more because it still is 48 volts and we are limited on the Kelly. But let's go ahead and unbox this thing and slap it inside this bike. First things first, we're going to take these little screws out from this bottom cover. That's going to free up a lot of space on the bike so we have access to the controller, the battery, the motor, and all the associated wires that are attached to it. Here we have the Ec4p Lite, and it does have a little bit of a blemish on there from factory, but it's okay, it's not going to affect the performance of it. I do really like this silver color of the Ec4p Lite compared to the older black models. So here's a big tip, and it's a good rule of thumb. If you're doing anything with electronics on the bike, make sure you unplug the battery, and then on the key switch itself, you're going to turn it on after you unplug it. What that's going to do is deplete the capacitors that are in the controller, especially like the Kellys, who retain a lot of energy afterwards. So as you can see there, when we turn it on, the key switch did have some juice in there, and then it shuts off. So once that's done, take the keys out, and that is it. Next step is very simple. We have the phase wires right here, the blue, green, and yellow. We're going to unscrew those bad boys, and then we're also going to get to the Hall sensor and disconnect that. We are going to unplug the Hall sensor here. Just look for the button. Alright. So after the endless amount of zip ties on everything here, we also took the little chain guard off, and I got the chain off. We are going to take this sprocket off, and remember this is reverse thread, so you have to turn it the other way. But we're going to take that sprocket off and go ahead and slap it on the Ec4p. Here on the Ec4p, it does not have the little notch for a wrench, so use some grip pliers, put it on the sprocket, hold it pretty tight. I know these things are crusty, but it's the only ones I have laying around, and then we're going to go ahead and get that off with the wrench. So as I've shown on my RSF previously, but even with the new Ec4p Lite, this bad boy sits in there perfectly with the upgraded shock and a 3.5 inch wheel, and it's a brand new wheel with a fender, so no issues there. Everything bolts in. All we gotta do now is go ahead and plug in the Hall sensor and the phase wires, and we should get to tuning. Alright, so I just went into the app and did the auto identify. So all I'm going to do is pick up the tire, turn the key on, let the sprocket calibrate, and now it's going to be backwards. So all we got to do is go into the app and switch the direction. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you have any questions about the Kelly and the Ec4p controller, here's the setup video here, a previous video here, and I'll catch you on the next one.